Hello friends, this is Arpitha here. So today I would like to talk about spiritual science. So before we talk about spiritual science, I would like to start with a small story. There's a very familiar story, many might have heard many times probably, but then I would like to begin with this story. Story goes like there was an old woman in a village. The needle she's lost, okay, and in that process she's been searching, near the mud and the sand and whatever is there in outside, wherever she lost the needle, she's been searching. So the few strangers from the same village, few people, the neighboring villages and whoever were passing by, they just happens to come and ask the lady that what is that you are searching for? And she says, no, I just lost my needle, so I am searching for it. So they say that, oh, is that so? Okay, since you are a little old, you seem to be very old, let us help you. So they also begin to search the needle. And now looking at that, few more people come in and they say, okay, you all are searching something, is there something specific you are searching? Then they say, yes, we are searching. They are so, actually these people are so dwelled inside, into the deeper way, that's into searching, they could not give the details about what is lost and other stuff. So they simply say, yes, we are searching. So they think, oh, they are searching, let me also help them in searching. So in that way, looking at one person or other person, there's a set of group of people keep coming and it's like entire village begins to search. Nobody has no clue what actually they are searching for. But everyone is completely deep into that action of searching mode. And it happens like in that, when all this is going on, there is a learned man, or you can call as a wise man, who's walking through that, who's passing through the village. He feels very strange. What is this? So many people are searching. They are searching something. What happened? This entire village seems to be searching something. So let me ask them if I can help them out. So he asks one group and two group, and he keeps on asking. But to his surprise, nobody could give him any kind of answer that they were actually searching for that needle that old lady has lost. Everyone is busy in searching, and in one group it says, we are searching, can't you see, why are you disturbing? They even become very angry kind of, and very angry, and they're not wanting any kind of disturbance. The entire village is searching, it is wonderful, but then what is that you all are searching for? Then they become aware and they see, oh my God, entire village is searching something and it is beautiful, but then we are actually searching for a needle. I said, oh my God, this is for the needle you all are searching and nobody has the clue that what they are searching for. So I said, well, whose needle is you are searching for? Then the people say, this is this old lady, and she is old, we are just trying to help her. And I said, well, then there's something has come out. The wise man goes to the woman and old lady and says, ma'am, it is wonderful that there's so many people are really coming forward to help you. It shows the unity in the entire village, that one is coming forward to help another one. It is really wonderful. But can I have few details? I said, yes, you can ask me. You are searching your needle you lost? I said, yes, I am searching for that needle I lost. Can I ask you where actually you lost the needle? Then she looks behind and says, there is my house, in that house I lost. And he is like, oh my God, oh really? Then why are you searching here? If you lost there, why are you searching here? Then the old lady says, I am searching here because see, I am an old lady. Can't you see I am an old lady? My sight is not very clear. So there inside my house, it is all darkness. So I am not able to search there. Here there is so much light, so I am searching here. It's like somewhere, just like the story, we all are in the same state. In the process of helping a humanity, uplifting ourselves, we are doing n number of things. We are doing so many things. We are coming out with gadgets, the internet, or all this technology coming up, giving ourselves facilities and growing, and there's an economical growth and so many things. So many we all are doing. But every time we actually lost ourselves in this wandering. We lost ourselves inside. And how do you identify yourself? How do you connect back to yourself? Only by going inside. You are actually found only inside you, not outside. We have been searching outside. Okay, this movie is going to make me happy. This restaurant is going to give me good food. This place is going to give me peace. This thing is going to give me so many things. We are all shattered. We don't even know what we are looking for. We are not looking for any knowledge or anything. We are abundant in every aspect inside us. Everything you ask, it is there inside. We are actually looking for ourselves. We all need to do is get back to ourselves. The whatever we call, when we talk about spiritual science, what is spiritual science? Anything which we are knowing, scientifically we are knowing ourselves. It could be from our physical body, it could be our mind, it could be the, I don't use the word spirit because it has so many other versions in everyone's mind. I say it is the tattva. You are here to realize your own essence. It could be dot or it could be infinite. And dot to infinite, your essence is as vast as you think, as narrow as you think. Everything is interlinked. We need to get in touch with ourselves. So spiritual science is all about, when we talk about the elements, with the variations, when we come into even the basic word of defining what spirituality is. So if I have to define the word spirituality, I say it is your intensity towards life inside you. Your connection, your bond within the life inside you. Life is not outside. Outside is only the reflection what we have inside. And yes, this is again a paradoxical truth. Whatever is inside, that is what is outside, but whatever is inside is not always the truth inside, which is actually inside. From inside, I will begin with the point, like as a small baby, as a child, you were inside the womb of a mother. Inside the womb, no child is unhappy, no child is suffering. The fetus inside the womb is not suffering. It is just growing because it's life flowing inside there. It's just growing. Okay, the child is growing and very comfortable. Inside the womb there's water, everything within all this Mahatatvas, what we call as earth, water, fire, whatever elements we talk about, everything, the child is so very comfortable and very healthy inside. But the child, once he comes out to the world, the child might see completely different. The child might not see that, everything is very as good as inside. So we are not sure when we are saying whatever is inside, that is what is outside, is not matching here. Inside there is so peace, so calm, so joyful state, but the minute you come outside, there is fights, there are noises, there's so many things happening. So you cannot always say that what is inside that is what is outside. Sometimes it's a paradoxical. What is inside might not be the same outside. And what is creating this? Because the minute you come out of the world, you have disconnected yourself to your own self inside. And you have started identifying yourself from the external objects. So there is chaos. You do not know, you are not able to relate. This person is talking this and I am not able to relate. A person is coming to you and talking about his suffering, his pains and his struggles of life and all. You do not know. Your inner you do not know about it. Your inner you, as its life keeps on going. You are eternal. And it is not matching with this. So we are confused. Whenever we are trying to relate anything from outside, we are always confused. And this goes, and this is going on and on and on. So why, when we are talking about spiritual science, when we talk completely different, what is making the difference? What is making the difference of learning this process is you are coming closer to yourself. And how is that you are coming closer to yourself? Is through various tools. If you are, if I say even the basic thing when we talk about meditation, there is a huge amount of words which are confusing us regarding meditation. What is meditation? If anyone has been asked what is meditation, they say focusing on breath, focusing on this, focusing on that. They are actually talking about technique, but they are not talking about meditation. Meditation is stopping that all the intellectual process which is going on. It is absolutely becoming the state of zero. So meditation cannot be done. It is a state. Nobody can do meditation. Do you practice meditation? Did you finish your meditation today? These questions don't enter the brain inside, its working mechanism inside, because meditation is a state. It is not something anyone can do. So in first place, we have to cut off this statement of asking any person a question, did you do meditation? Did you practice meditation? It's so weird. Meditation itself is a state. You have to reach the state. And how are you reaching that state? As for themselves, oh, with this so much of chaos inside, chaos outside going on, with so much noises going on, how do we reach that? Okay. Now just by focusing on breath, can you reach that? Yes, you can reach that, but you have to again come back to the same chaos. And how long can you stabilize yourself, that zero state, with this chaos? You have to work. Your boss might be in morning, you have to meditate, you are sitting into the state of meditation, you are focusing the technique, you are focusing on your breath, you went into the zero state and you are very calm, and you and again after 1 hour or so after the sadhana you did, and then you have to get back to your office or get back to the routine. The boss might be angry for some other reason. He might shout at you, he might fire you, and again the chaos. What happened to that entire exercise which you did then? Okay, we have become so intelligent within ourselves that we have begun to defend ourselves with the same knowledge which we have known about ourselves. We have become so intelligent. The knowledge also sometimes is taking us away from our own selves, because we are not knowing it in the perfect order. We are using the words of transforming yourself. If you form everything well, where is the need to transform? That's the first question. Why do you have to transform yourself? That means if you are trying to transform yourself, in first place you have accepted the fact that you are the worst person. With the feeling that you are already a worst person, what is that you are going to transform now? We have forgotten. The minute we are saying we are the worst people and there are so many things we have to transform, that itself means you have forgotten the beauty of you actually. A being, anybody, it could be a mineral or a plant or animal or human, any form. Every being on this planet or anywhere in the entire universe and galaxy is, when we say multidimensional, we use the word we are multidimensional. We are that beautiful sparks. We have forgotten that. Why we have forgotten that? Because we are stuck to some technique and we are not wanting to understand the mechanism working in it. We have been learning about it. Anatomy of body, we know excretory system, we know skeletal system, we know digestive system, we know nervous system, all the systems we know. We know that this system is functioning well, those organs are very healthy. Right? And what is making this system work well? Just the food? Just the healthy food? If only the food, if only food has to, eating good food will keep your body healthy and make everything function well, then what's the point of this, the elements which we are talking about? Whether it is earth element or water element or fire element, we need to understand where is this all coming up. Reaching to ourselves in the first state. Reaching to ourselves is the only goal. We are not born with any purpose. Take you to the point of, I am born for this purpose and because of this purpose, this is alignment has happened, this is how this has happened. I don't believe in all these things. I will simply say there is only one person, everyone has to understanding your own self. Your blacks, your whites, your strength, your weakness, your polarities, your entire, if you are talking about truth, understand the absolute truth, understand the paradoxical truth and understand the relative truth. Understand everything. Are you aware of your own system? You are eating food, you are not telling your digestive system to say that yes, digestive system, now you begin to begin to digest the food, you can begin now, I have eaten the food. It is doing its work. This body is not a machine, it is the intelligence at work all the time. What intelligence? What intelligence is working here? We know how these organs have been created. We already know scientifically the basic little science. We already know that every stem cell has the capacity to create an organ inside the body. So the body is formed with the intelligence in every cell, and the intelligence is working as per the what do you call the samskaras from the family, from the ancestors, and the country you live in, on the dimension here you live in. For a Westerner who live in America or any other country, a person who is living, who is born and brought up there, for him the life is something else. Okay, we know there is lot of difference in their thought process and our thought process. But here, when we are talking about, even within the India, when we are talking about South India and North India, the thought process is completely different. Why the thought process is this way, why the mind is there inside, we have to understand. When we are talking about self, it is not only the Atma we are talking about, the essence we are talking about. We are talking about our body also, we are talking about mind also, we are talking about the Tattva also. Tattva will always be pure, there is no guarantee. Tattva can be impure also. The Tattva can be dark also, the Tattva can be brighter also. The Tattva can be the positive side of darkness also, or the destructive way of darkness also. You will have to identify. And how do we identify? By understanding your story. What is the story? From where this has come? How am I created? With what knowledge? As a child, when you are inside the womb of a mother, your mother might have gone through a thought process. There's some certain situations she might have gone through. Your father might have gone through some situations. Everything is being transferred to the child through the DNA or the system, through the formation system. It is being transferred. So you are, the minute you are stepping into the world, there is already, you are coming with the conflict of you are not able to understand why a child cries immediately when he is born. Because immediately he knows, oh, something I lost, the connection is cut, the umbilical cord is cut, and this confusion is already there. So the difference is already there here. In and out there is a difference. The child does not know. Nobody tells him. And as in today's fast days, we don't even hear from our grandparents talking about their lifestyle. We do not know. Everyone is holding on to that identity crisis. I want to be identified. That is the biggest chaos everyone is going through. And to create an identification, there are so many things which are coming up. Right? There are so many versions which are moving ahead. Okay, we are confusing ourselves. Why the spiritual science is important? With so many chaos and so much confusions and so many polarities in the stories itself, what is the spiritual science is going to help me? Understanding spirituality scientifically, what is it doing helping me? I'll give you a basic knowledge sharing part of my understanding about the spiritual science when I talked about anatomy of spirit. When we are talking about anatomy of spirit, we know from the ancient times, even when doctor was not there, as of today professional doctor was not there, the diseases were healed. The many situations diseases were healed. Even the childbirth happened then also. And there are medicine men who we call them as shamans. And we had wise people, wisdom people who had that wisdom of understanding and giving an explanation about a particular thing. In such way, the light workers, there's so many people, category of people we have in this form. So you can call them as elements of this path. This is one element, this is one element, this is one element, this is constitution, this is constitution. Everyone has their own things. And now when it is coming to getting back to ourselves, this system has come, and when you understand it on ground, at the physical as a matter, when we talk about even yoga, when we use the word, everyone has a point of saying yoga is the union of Atma and Paramatma. I do not understand this. It is simply energy and its matter. Yoga is the union of energy and its matter. So energy is the essence inside me and the matter inside me. I am already an yogi. Everyone is the same. There are similar looking flowers, they look very similar. Even the color combination, everything is similar. What is making the difference? It is the fragrance. So it is the tattva which is making the difference. Otherwise everything is same. right? So the tattva, the fragrance cannot be taken away from that matter, in matter form, whatever the flower is. I cannot separate my matter as well as the essence inside me. Once the essence, what is essence? It is the intelligence which is flowing inside in every cell of our body. From where it has come? It has come from our ancestors, it has come from our sanskaras, it has come from our culture, it has come from so many variations. We are as it is not dot. Without knowing anything also we are not dot. We are already carrying so much information in every cell of our body with of our ancestors or of our culture, of our nation, of our anything. Okay, all this is already there. Now what is this when we talk about the spiritual science with the anatomy of spirit? What is the spirit? Spirit is the will which you have inside, the willpower, what you call, that is the spirit which is allowing the life to flow in. It is this, because you have that spirit, you have that passion inside you, you are what you call the gut feeling, you are wanting to go there, there's a force which is pulling there, right? There's something which is making it happen, right? And now what is happening? We all know about the basic knowledge when we talk about the spiritual science, basic knowledge of energy centers, the chakras. What are these chakras? We cannot identify them physically. We know only the digestive system, nervous system, respiratory system, reproductive system, right? Excretory system. We all know all this, but these chakras we do not know. But before physically we have come to know about these systems, there in our culture, in ancient times, the sages have already talked about the system on the name of chakras. They have already talked there. It is not a new rocket science we are talking right now that these are chakras, this is Kundalini Shakti, this is that, this and all we are talking, this thing. These things our ancient sages have already given us. Now science have given and labeled it, practically labeled it as this system and that system, the anatomy of body. In those days it was called as anatomy of spirit. In anatomy of spirit, it comes that pancha pranas, it comes as pancha koshas, it comes as shat chakras, okay, and then even the nadis, the three nadis, Ida nadi, Pingla nadi and Shushumna nadi, all these things. Everything is coming as per, now we have given scientifically, we have proven it. So spiritual science is, when we are talking about spiritual science, it is scientifically understood. The spirituality is scientifically understood. So science has not given anything, something rocket science, something very new. All the knowledge which our sages have already told it in spiritual terms, at the spirit level, at the life, eternity level, it has been understood, diagnosed and understood in a very scientific manner, right? So that's the reason even to today's generation, where we call who are today's generation, I say, what do you call, there is no difference between earlier generation and today's generation, but today's generation can use technology, earlier generation didn't have that facility. So scientifically the brains have become too logical. They wanted to see everything, feel it, right? Instead of feeling, they want to believe it in science, okay? So understanding, living it more authentically. You want to touch consciousness, if you say, at earlier days it say consciousness is only like, you can feel it. But now people ask the questions, can you touch consciousness? You can touch consciousness. You can feel it. You can feel in your fingertips. Within your fingertips you can feel what is things. Your fingertips are nothing but they are like steering of the prana flowing inside. They're just a steering. Just with that fingertips you can connect to that intelligence wherever it is reaching, wherever it is flowing inside your body. Okay. So when it is coming to this part of the knowledge, when we are talking about the excretory system, we say Muladhara, right? We call it as Muladhara Chakra. When we are talking Muladhara, it is, we know in Sanskrit it has been given Muladhara Chakra and Swadhishtana and Manipura. These three are called Brahma Granti. Brahma Granti is, we as in our texts say, Brahma is considered as the creator, right? That is the manifestation, the creation part on ground. But as per I already told you, there's shamans who understood the knowledge in a different version. Okay. Now here in this Muladhara Chakra, what we are talking about the excretion system. That is, everything is coming out now. We are able to see it feel it. What you are able to see it. Right? By seeing outside, you know this is what you are. Now here comes the statement, whatever is inside, that is what is outside. Right? So this is coming it. Now in Muladhara Chakra, you are actually supposed to deal what actually this Muladhara Chakra does. Muladhara Chakra does, if you ask anyone as a simple language, you say, oh, it keeps you grounded, it keeps you stabilized, it makes your mind calm, it makes your physical body healthy. But I say you will have to deal with all the survival fears you have. The survival fears as an individual, it might have come from your ancestors, or it might have come from your ancestors, can be your essence related spiritual ancestors, that would be more simple, or your physical ancestors. All the fears they have gone through. The early man, what the early man might have done. He didn't even know how to, the fire, he didn't even know the fire. By an accident he found there's a fire. By accident he came to know this is how I'm supposed to survive myself. This is how I need to eat, and to get food, this is how I need to deal with this world. And there was no other man because he was the only early man. He had struggled so many things. Now when you are dealing with this Muladhara Chakra, all the fears related to this survival will start awakening. When you are working on Muladhara Chakra, be sure that you are walking through the path of death till the birth. This is the process which goes on, right? So all this, when a person is into this sadhana, into this path, the person may connect to, suddenly you might see in your own internal visions, a person might connect to a shaman or some ancient sages or anything. Why they are connecting to? Because their presence is telling you something, that this is the story which you are actually going through right now. It is coming from this essence. Okay. Sometimes many people in dreams, they have seen their family members who have already vacated their bodies. They get scared. They said, oh my God, I am seeing my grandmother who was dead long back. I don't even remember, in my childhood only she died. Now I am seeing. Why are you seeing? She is telling you in her presence that I am a dead one now. You don't have to deal with my story. Be aware. Take the story ahead. But we are so stuck, we start reliving that story again. We see exactly the same, whatever has happened to her in life, the same patterns we try to see here. We need to understand their presence is only saying that I am dead, I am over in your system now. Now take the story ahead. You don't have to walk through all the path. We have not transformed the vision, we have not formed the vision so well. That's the reason there is a need to become transformed. We have created a need to transform ourselves. We don't need to. If you have to just form that well, that's all. Right? And now after the Muladhara Chakra, now coming above is the Swadhishtana. Right? And the word itself says here, when we say Muladhara, Mula Adhara. What is Moolam? Moolam is the completion inside you, the source inside you. Right? So Adhara, the source, the Adhara for your source is the body. So your body is as it is a temple. Godhood, I don't say God or goddesses, I say Godhood. The essence of Godhood is already there in this body. Right? You need to know how to keep it well, healthy and tidy. Nobody needs to teach you. You must understand it is Mula Adhara. What is that Mula? If that Mula is some Ravana and some Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipa and some all these factors, even then you are a learned one. You have to form it well to become Rama, Krishna, or all these aspects. We all know Ravana is none other but the polarity of Rama itself. So Rama had his own egos. He had to work through all these phases. But as a study, we don't want to see that. We want to see two as different entities. But actually, the both are same. Right? It is the power. Ravana was killed when he is hit in his navel. Navel is the Manipura Chakra, what we talk about. It is the power center. So Rama had to deal with all power issues. We don't want to talk anything against Rama. We are being tuned into that system. We have been taught since our childhood that Rama is a good person and good hero and is a hero of the story. Ravana was bad. Who is Ravana? Okay, if I shout at people, I will shout at people and I'll say, no, it's the Surpanaka in me has shouted, it was not me. Will you accept? But here you want to accept because that is what you have been taught since last so many generations. It is to comfort our own zones, not to understand why we have been taught in this way, why so much wrong things have come. No, our sages have taught in this way so that we understand through that story that so many polarities are there inside us. We are light as well as the darkness. And the darkness can be all-inclusive darkness or it can be the destructive darkness. We have to identify that, right? So Moolam and Adhara is what is that Moolam and how that Moolam you are forming that Moolam is all about, it depends on how you have understood the storyline from your ancestors and from your spiritual ancestors or your biological ancestors. Now we are coming from there. That's the reason fears, we go through all the fears, all the fears awaken because the Moolam is very fearful. It is little dark. It is something bad or negative or anything because we have an mind impressions that the minute we say dark, it is negative. We don't want to do it. Okay, it is not about that. When we are saying dark, it is like the aspects we have not known about ourselves. When it is dark, we say we don't want to go there. Why we say that? Because we do not know how the path is going to be. So in the same way, there are so many aspects which we do not know, consciously we do not know about it. That's the reason we say it is dark. Dark is not something always bad or evil or anything. Okay, everything is here in the mind, right? And now from Muladhara, when we come above, Swadhishtana, Swayam Adhishtanam, right? The self, from the dot to infinite, everything about the self is there, is seated in this chakra. All your issues. That is why in our anatomy, physical anatomy, in the biology, we talk it as reproductive system, reproduction. You are reproducing yourself. You are not producing yourself, you are reproducing yourself. Right? So that is Swadhishtana, Swayam Adhishtanam. Okay? So that's when, that becomes the Moolam. The Swayam Adhishtanam, the reproduction, whatever you are reproducing yourself becomes the Moolam. That what is the situation comes up. Right? Now here you are dealing with your emotions, because you have to deal with your fears. There are so many knowledge related, knowing about yourself, how am I producing myself, what is that I am coming up. Okay, entire picture. Before, it is like a pre-final exam. Before the final exam, you are just making it ready, confirmed, so that yes, before that last manifestation, last final exam, you know that you have learnt everything. You are not missing anything. That's the stage. And then comes the Manipura Chakra. Manipura Chakra is where we say the digestive system. Manipura is all about jewels, the village of jewels. What is the jewel in life? Jewel is the gold or jewel, the whatever we call, it is the extraction of whatever we have understood about life, about your journey, your entire journey, whatever you have learned, everything is there. All the power games, your lust, your power, because it's identification. Now here, what are you digesting? And that whatever you digest, that is what is going to be reproduced, and that is what is going to be manifested through the Muladhara. So whatever you are digesting, if you are feeling acidity, what aspect you are not able to digest in your life, just check that. Okay, what is that you are holding on, what is your feeling? If you want something, what is that which is motivating you in wanting that? Wanting anything is okay, you can want anything. You can want anything in the world, you have all the rights, you are born with all the rights. But what is motivating you, where is your attention and what is the intention behind it? Everything, you have to digest every aspect. Here when you are digesting, you have to be courage enough intellectually to see yourself as a very weird destructive aspect, as a form also you should be able to digest that. If you are able to digest that part of yourself, you are forming it perfectly. The digestion happens very perfectly and the reproduction happens very beautifully. The world is always beautiful because the world inside is always beautiful. It is eternal. It is never dark or never destructive kind or odd kind of thing, right? And now from the Manipuraka, when we come to the Anahata, Anahata is here the system which goes is the circulatory system. What are you circulating through your blood? What is that thought? What is that intelligence which you are circulating? Are you able to digest it? If you are able to digest it perfectly, then that is what you are going to reproduce. Whatever you have reproduced, that will be visible, right? So the circulation is very important here. When we are dealing with Anahata Chakra, we are not just, any chakra in fact, we are not just sitting and practicing it. There is a technique and ancient techniques are there, practices are there, you are just practicing it and you are knowing it. You are actually circulating something from there. You want to circulate compassion, you will circulate compassion. You want to circulate anger, you can circulate anger. It's your choice, however you want to be. You can be both. You can circulate. Sometimes you might get a feeling of being very angry, or sometimes you might get a feeling of overly compassionate and overly devotional. Anything may happen in this. From where all this getting activated? From your unresolved issues in the past. There are many stories in your own story also. Some stories you have left unresolved. You didn't know how to deal with it. You just left for time to handle it. It's not a person, if he is not standing for themselves, that does not mean that person is weak. That person is trusting the life more than his own instincts. So that has been also circulating. So sometimes even the unresolved issues are getting circulated along with the Anahata. It is fine, but it is fine as long as you are aware of it. Awareness comes here. You need to be aware, what am I circulating? Whatever I am circulating, am I able to digest it or not? Am I able to take it or not? Is my fake personality, there is a fake personality in everyone. How much ever he grows, fake personality always taunting inside him. Are you really willing to do this? Are you doing it what? The second thought always comes, the parallel thought to whatever thought you are thinking. There is another thought which comes. Are you really doing this for the service? I am a person who are going to shower compassion and I am service oriented, I would love to serve. This might be the feeling. But in Manipuraka, when you are, then the system is getting digested, you will come across the situation which will tell you, do you really want to do the service? It will put you in some situation where you will have to identify what was there inside, what actually you circulated. It could be an identity, a fame for name or fame, or it could be a real service oriented. But you need to understand, you need to become aware at every step of life, of your journey, from the top to toe and toe to top. You need to understand, you need to be aware of things. And from Anahata, when you talk about the Vishuddhi, it's the word. How clear are you in your words? You need to have clarity. Definitely you need to have clarity, but are you aware of the clarity you got? Because sometimes we think we are clear about everything, but the clarity is actually missing something else. That at that moment we are not we are not able to see that. So the speech will tell us, when you are talking, when you are speaking, how are the words coming up? The words are coming up, I know, itself is saying there is still something you need to know. Okay, so Anahata is, the Vishuddhi is coming to the point of the respiratory system. What are you breathing inside? Voice is audible, you are able to hear the speech, but the behind there is an air element which is passing along through, which is entering into your circulatory system, your Anahata, your feeling mode. And that is whether you are able to digest it or not, you will know only in Manipuraka. We all think, dealing with the heart chakra is enough. Everything is done. No. Handling the lower chakras, I really sometimes get surprised why Muladhara, Swadhishtana and Manipuraka are called lower chakras. I say they are the higher chakras. Everything is higher. There is no lower at all. There is no word called lower. The minute you are saying something lower, you made something very low. You have made your own self, a part of yourself low. Everything is higher. Everything is going deep, allowing us to go and explore ourselves. We have realized ourselves, it's fine. I have realized, okay, I am this, but did I actualize it? Only this 3 chakras, Muladhara, Swadhishtana and Manipura will tell you what you have actualized in your realizations. Realizing is not enough. Self-actualization is the word which needs to be taken over right now. Right? And when we are breathing in, along with the breath, what is that word which is entering and entering the role of entering the space of circulation, your feeling space, your heart space, where Anahata is the space where your essence resides, your essence. That is the reason you say, when you like a person, you say, I've given my heart. You will not say, I've given my leg and my hand. You say your heart. Why are you saying your heart? Because it is you as an essence, you are there here. Okay? So you say, when you call, also when you say, I'm doing it from my heart. Okay? It is because of that. So when you're breathing in, when you are expressing a word, how clear are you in your expression? How you know that this expression is this, when you are uttering a word itself, you know there is a recheck inside going on. Are you sure of whatever you are speaking? If you are sure, then it's fine. Okay, and now from the respiratory system of Vishuddhi Chakra comes to the Agna Chakra. Agna Chakra is all about the nervous system. The nerves are flowing all over the body. Any information coming here, it is called intuition. Intuition is where it is coming from your own silence. It is you in totality. Whatever the thought which flowing inside from the Sahasrara, the crown, okay, from your Brahmarandra, what you call, that is what you are seeing it, and through the nervous system it is entering the body into every part and parcel of the body, and then that is what you are breathing in here, because the respiratory system, that is what you speak about. Okay, the thought comes and you speak about, and that is what is flowing, that is what you are feeling about. So that becomes your circulation, and whatever you have circulated, that is what you will be digesting, and whatever you have digested, that is what you will reproduce, and whatever you have reproduced, that is what will be executed. That will what will be the seeing. So what you are seeing is not a problem. How are you forming your seeing is the all matters. You have to form it well. You have to form it perfectly. However you see, even if you are seeing a weird kind of evil kind of animal kind of a person inside the mind, it is fine. You form it well. It is okay. We are nowadays talking about loving animals, but when we see inside an animal, we don't want to accept it. Then what kind of love, animal love we are talking about? Form that animal well inside. Let that animal walk in the perfect way so that the outside animals are very comfortable in your presence. They feel safe. Everything matters inside you. There are so many instincts inside, because the human form has come from so many stages. We have been mineral. Many thousands of years, millions of years back, I might have been a mineral. I might have been a plant. And as a mineral I died, and as a plant I rose again. And as a plant I died, as an animal again I've come back. And from an animal I died, I'm coming as a human. I've traveled so many things. Every being has traveled all these stages. We have not suddenly come as popped like a popcorn, we have not come popped out like just as a human being. We have come across, we have traveled all this. As a mineral, we still hold the strength inside us. The stabilized aspect in us, we have bought from there. And as a plant, we knew how to cherish ourselves, how to grow ourselves, how to beautify ourselves. We know. We don't have to learn all this from anyone in the world. And as an animal, we know how to defend ourselves. We are very intelligent. We know how to defend ourselves, how to scare others. We know everything. And as a human, we have formed all these factors perfectly, and with the intellect, we are bringing into that essence of beautification, of the stability, and walking through the fears. all the fears which we might have had in any aspects of life. We have come from all these matters. We are a combination of all this. How can anybody be small? We are born infinite in this little size of body. Whatever it is, whatever is the length and breadth of the body, we are already infinite. We need to understand. So understanding this spirit inside us in this scientific way, science have already given so many understandings. We have to just listen to it. Whether you listen to your body or listen to your soul, it's one and the same. There is no difference. If you listen to your feeling or you are listening to the soul, it is one and the same. Your awareness comes. The mind has to be aware. Mind has to know the art of forming well everything. If this is done, the picture is perfectly clear. There's exploration. We have come here to celebrate. We have not come here to learn any lesson here. It's a very confusing statement which we have been here that, oh, this karma is still there. You have to learn your karmic lessons. That is when you will stop attracting this. No. You have come here to celebrate life. Every moment is a celebration. Every moment. Even if your fall was a celebration. As a child, when you fall down, did you cry? Did you take it as a trauma or anything? No, you celebrated. You laughed as a child. Remember the child's face inside you who has laughed on your fall, on your own self. Oh, I have fallen. I didn't know how to walk. I have fallen. The child was so happy. Every fall, you know, this is what is going to happen. Now I know how to get up more strongly. So it's a celebration. Life is not about only learning lessons. It's about celebration. How well you want to celebrate life. Celebrate it the way you want. You are the creator. You are not just a creator. You are the aware, awakened essence inside who is creating the presentation of your own beautification. Celebrate it. Spiritual science, when it comes, it is all. This spiritual science can only give us scientifically, give us an understanding of how beautiful every being on the planet is. As a being, you are multitasking, or you are from any dimension. You can be anywhere. You are already there. From so many things, you are already seeing that, as mineral, from mineral to human, you have crossed so many things of life, of nature. You have taken so many things. You know every aspect. What is that you do not know? You have to just become aware. The journey is beginning from the unknown of every being. It is beginning from the unknown to the state of known. And from the state of known, you are as a knower knowing the same known. What you already know, you are knowing it. Unknown can never be known. The word enlightenment itself is an absurd. How can anyone know what is unknown? Because at the state of unknown, you have dissolved yourself. You are neither the body, you are not the mind, you are not the experience, you are not even the soul. You are just zero. That state nobody can know, because your journey has begun from that state of unknown. So this is the journey. This we need to understand. Here it's every moment is just a celebration. Celebrate the way you want. Whatever you want, you can just celebrate. So thank you, friends. This little I could give you related to this sharing of spiritual science, and thank you so much for the opportunity.